Good morning, everybody. It's Serafina, and I'm here with your daily tarot insight for February 4th. So, before we begin, I would like to call upon the spirit of the universe that loves us unconditionally. I would like to call upon the spirits of this land and of this ocean, and I thank them for holding the space and their ancient wisdom. And I would like to call upon my guides, archangels, ancestors, and team of light, and I thank them for their presence and guidance with this collective reading. Okay, so beloved spirit of the universe, what guidance is there for the collective today? We have the 10 of Wands. So right off the bat, I can see that some of us feel that maybe we're juggling a lot of things or we're feeling a little bit overwhelmed. Second card is the Two of Cups. Could be related to our interpersonal relationships. If we're in partnership, it could be related to that, or just in general, our love life, our relationship to self. What further guidance is there for the collective today? We have the Five of Cups, which tells me that some of us are grieving. Some of us are having to let something go. What further guidance is there for the collective today? And we have the Queen of Swords. I'm always happy to see the Queen of Swords. And to clarify, let's pick an oracle card. What further guidance is there for the collective today? We have Sacrifice. It says, sometimes surrender is painful. God's cutting away all that needs to go. Illusions, obsessions, addictions. It's a sacrifice to love. So I feel that this card really ties in to what the rest of the cards are telling us today. So we're starting off with the 10 of Wands. The 10 of Wands is the last card of the suit of Wands, which tells me that there is definitely a completion that's going on. Usually this card comes to tell us that we have been feeling overwhelmed, that we're carrying way too many things on our back, and that we have the weight of the world on our back. However, it could also be interpreted that we've been working hard. This is somebody who perhaps is really good at multitasking. So it could be that all of the hard work that we've been putting in lately is finally come to a completion. It's something that we're reaping the rewards of. Because if we notice, all these wands that we have here, they have oak leaves on them. And all of them have their own, oak leaves represent wisdom. So with each wand that there is here, there's a little ounce of wisdom for each one. So, it could be both too. It could be feeling that we are overwhelmed and we are carrying lots of things on our back, but it's been for a higher purpose. We are definitely having some aspects due to relationships right now in our life. Yes, this is the card of love. This is a card of partnership, right? We have two people who are exchanging cups. Her cup is full, his cup is full, and they're exchanging. So it's a perfect balance, right? And we have the lion here, which is telling us that it's all heart-centered, right? So I feel that some of us may be grieving something. Maybe we had to release certain expectations. Maybe we had to release some, clutter that was going on for us to be able to focus on a better way. This is a card where sometimes we're focusing so much on the 3 cups that have fallen over that we don't recognize that we have 2 full cups here. And these 2 cups allude to these 2 cups that are here, right? Which is perfect union, perfect balance, self-love, self-mastery, right? And also, if this person were to kind of like take off their cloak, right? Their heavy cloak of maybe negativism or pessimistic thoughts, they would realize that if they turned around to pick up these 2 cups and cross the bridge over to a new beginning, a new home, right? So maybe, do we have certain cups in our life that maybe have spilled over? that maybe we should, allow ourselves the time to grieve and to let go of these things, but focus on the 2 cups that are full, and that these 2 cups are enough for us. Because we have the Queen of Swords, and the Queen of Swords knows exactly how to set boundaries. And I feel that these boundaries are related to these 10 heavy things that she has been carrying. But most of all, she's really good at communicating, right? Because swords have to do with communication. We can see that we have clouds that are just on the bottom part of her. So here we can see like a clear sky, like a new sense of freedom, a new sense of intellectual abilities to be able to discern things from a higher perspective, right? The Queen of Swords can sometimes be seen as somebody who's a bit cold, but ultimately her intentions are always good. She just doesn't always have this need to be overly nurturing, right? She doesn't need to explain to others why she makes certain decisions. And so it's interesting that we have the card of sacrifice here, right? I'm going to read it again. It says, sometimes surrender is painful. God's cutting away all that needs to go, illusions, obsessions, addictions. It's a sacrifice to love. So, and it's interesting because we see Lord Ganesh here, right? So, I feel that perhaps some of us are being asked to sacrifice certain elements, maybe certain wands that have been weighing us down, things in our life that are just asking to be, flushed away, released away. And the best way to be able to release these things is by making a sacrifice, right? And so it says illusions, obsessions, addictions. And so much like the Tower card in the tarot, some people fear this dismantling of fearing of illusions, right? But ultimately it's always here for our highest good. So yeah, I feel that today we're just going to have a new sense of clarity within us because we're finishing with the Queen of Swords. And as I mentioned, she's really good with boundaries, number 1, 2, communication, and she doesn't feel the need to over-explain herself to other people. And it could be directly with relational issues. Doesn't always have to be romantic. It could also just be within our context of relationships in general. But first, we need to be able to recognize that we have these 2 cups that are already full and maybe give ourselves time to grieve or decide that we no longer want to grieve something, right? Okay, so to finish, I am going to pick a card from the White Light Oracle. Beloved Spirit of the Universe, what final guidance is there today for the collective? We have Sacred Scar, number 11. So we can see here that her heart is open. It looks like a yoni type figure, and it could be just certain scars around her heart that have allowed her to make more discerning choices for herself regarding relationships, regarding opening up. And actually what's coming to mind right now is a song by Björk where she literally describes her heart as like an opening. It's like a portal. And I'll post it in the link below in case you want to listen to this song. It's quite beautiful. So let's read from this to see what guidance there is. It's number 11 for those of you who have this oracle deck. Your inner and outer scars are marks of your soul's courage. They are signs of strength and survival, of your willingness to be alive. The sacred scar speaks of that which once caused pain being transformed into higher knowledge and inner power. Trauma shall be transformed through spiritual initiation, leading you from woundedness to wisdom. You have nothing to be ashamed of. You can trust your healing process and in the hidden higher purpose of behind things happening as they do. You are strong and you shall flourish at all levels. So it speaks of that it says that lets you know that your greatest struggles are the pathway to your potential. You are not being punished. Those circumstances have not been imposed on you by Spirit, but Spirit will work with you to be free of those negatives and bring you into the light, stimulating the sacred alchemical wisdom within your heart that knows how to distill goodness. So basically, it's making me think of scar tissue. Scar tissue, if you really observe it and you interact with it, it's harder than the tissue that was there before. So in a way, it shows that whatever it is that we go through, we always have the ability to heal through it. And not only do we heal from it, but the tissue that comes back is stronger than it was before. So instead of feeling shame around our scars, physical, emotional, and spiritual scars, it's important to be able to recognize that there's a sacredness within them and that we all come here to life to experience it. It's a huge playground and we're all interacting and having all these karmic connections. And so the point is not to not live and to not harm other people, even though that's what we should strive for, because sometimes that's inevitable, right? Part of having human relationships like these is that ultimately someone's gonna harm someone, even if we try our best not to do it. It's just the nature of humanity. So how can we tap into the scars that we already have and allow them to heal in a way that makes us stronger than where we were before, right? And so I just want to come back to the initial card of the 10 of Wands. It tells me that we're end of a cycle. We are at the end of a cycle. Maybe some of us went through some sort of trial or tribulation, something that tested us, right? So we're at the end of a cycle, and perhaps now we can decide to maybe put down some of these wands or reap the benefit of the wisdom with more discernment, with more presence, with stronger boundaries, with a stronger inner clarity. Okay, everybody, I hope that this was useful to you. If you would like to receive more updates with these type of daily tarot videos, please subscribe to my channel, share, and comment. Thank you very much.